Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time if you are new here. My name is Mazzy, and here on my channel I like to talk about wedding planning, travel stuff, really just whatever I want to. I am not a wedding planner or anything. I am just a girl who is married and who likes to talk a lot and share my opinion on the internet. And if you feel so inclined to, I hope that you would give this video a like and that you would just go ahead and subscribe so you're not missing out on anything that we're talking about here on Mondays.
Every night, are we paradise seems so far away.
Be talking about getting eloped versus having a traditional wedding. This is such a fun topic to me because I had a traditional wedding, but of course there were some points during planning the wedding that I was like, we should just get eloped. Just throw in the towel and let's scratch this because this is a headache. Let's go into getting eloped. Let's just run into the forest and forget about everything else because if you planned a wedding, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We all get to like the 6th to 8th month mark of planning the wedding where everything is just like around the corner, payments are due, everything is kind of piling up. And it's like, what if we just got eloped? What if we just did that instead? So, we're going to actually be talking about elopements today. Again, I didn't get eloped. So, if you did and you have any stories for us or any suggestions, please leave them down below in the comments. From the internet, the definition of elope is to run away secretly in order to get married, especially without parental consent. In modern times, the word elope means to get married with little to no guests. This is typically a private, intentional, and personalized wedding. Typically involves the couple and an officiant and sometimes a few guests. I'm sure you guys have seen this before. This isn't a new thing. You might be thinking more like Romeo and Juliet, like let's run away, Selena style. We're going to go get married right now. It's a secret. Nobody knows about it. But, more nowadays, people are like, we're going to get eloped and then we're going to go on an awesome honeymoon.
Honeymoon time.
But yeah, there's so many different ways to do elopements versus weddings, and we're going to talk about it. One good reason to do an elopement, of course, is going to be the cost. A traditional wedding can cost anywhere from like 10 to 30,000.
This menu is a lot more expensive than I expected.
They get really expensive really quickly, especially if you live in a more expensive state or city. So cost is going to be a big one because typically it's just the two people who are getting married, sometimes an officiant, and then a location. You're typically saving money on a venue, probably saving money on a photographer because you're probably not needing them as long as you typically would for a traditional wedding or for so many different types of photos with family members. A different thing to save money on, as well as probably going to be like wedding attire, because I've seen mostly, and I'll see if I can find some images here of like different versions of wedding dresses if you're not having a traditional wedding, different like outfit ideas for an elopement instead. Ooh, another big one is that you're not typically paying for a large dinner service or a large catering service that costs a lot of money. So again, saving money on that. And of course, I mean, if you're getting eloped in like Bali or the Maldives or something, that's going to cost money, but you know what I mean.
I love the beach.
This is a traditional wedding versus just getting eloped like at the park or a walking trail or something that's a little bit more attainable. You're going to save a lot more money. Another good reason to get eloped is to save yourself some stress from traditional wedding planning. If you're just a stressful girly and you're like just anxious about everything, maybe eloping is still going to be stressful, but hopefully a lot less. You're not dealing so much with other people's opinions about what they think you should do. You're not putting into factor of like other people's preferences as far as like food and what kind of music do they like and what kind of drinks do they like to drink, because it's just kind of about you guys. Other people aren't usually there. Another one is going to be you're not doing a guest list and you're not having to do like seating charts either. So scratch those off the list. And it's really just whatever you want it to be. If you guys are just going to do your ceremony and go to In-N-Out Burger and then go home, cool. You saved a lot of money and you saved yourself a lot of stress, hopefully. And another good reason that people are doing the elopement is because their only goal of their wedding or marriage ceremony is to get married. So I think that can be a very beautiful thing. They're not, focusing on all the extra bells and whistles of everything. They are truly just doing their ceremony so that they're married. And I think that's really all you need at the end of the day, and it can be very personal. I've seen a lot of these, you probably have too, on online, where people are just like, under a waterfall or a walking trail or a park that they met in. Can be very intimate, can be very beautiful. The only people that have to be there is us and God and the officiant, and we're going to get married. That's the whole point. So I think an elopement, for the right reasons, can be really, really wonderful and a really beautiful experience.
Oh, this is supposed to be our wedding day. Why did we invite all these people?
Okay, now when it comes to cons of doing an elopement, again, I didn't get eloped, so you take this with a grain of salt for what it's worth. One con I've seen is just doing some bit more research is going to be not being able to escape the family pressure. And that's just like people's opinions and what they think you should do. And they're really getting into your head. So even if you do end up doing elopement, you're not able to enjoy it because all these other people think that you made the wrong decision. I know that would really eat at me, just like if people thought I was doing it to hurt them or anything, would be really hard for me. So that's a big one that I saw. People feeling like they're missing out, like on the traditional wedding experience because they decided to get eloped. I think in that situation, more of like a micro wedding or like a backyard wedding could be an option where it's like you're doing a very limited guest list, but you're still getting to like do the dance floor thing, have your family there, or like very intimate family, a very close family and friends. I think could be a good in between for that, for a solution. So you're not feeling like you're cutting off all your family and not getting to have a wedding at all, maybe is an option. One other thing to think about as far as cons for getting eloped, one that I had seen online, is just going to be if you are more of the adventurous style of couple and you're like, we're going to get married on Mars or we're going to get married, on the Great Barrier Reef, then making sure that your officiant, one, is licensed to perform a wedding ceremony there so that your marriage is legal. That is one of the biggest ones that I saw that I was like, oh, that makes sense, because if you're just getting married in Texas, it's a lot easier to find an officiant who can do that kind of ceremony, and the right kind of paperwork to make sure that you're actually getting married on the day that you want to be married. Again, all of this is just going to be what is best for the couple on the day that they're choosing, what is going to make the most sense, with also making sure that you're not doing it to please anybody else, because at the end of the day, it's not about anybody else. It is only about the couple that is getting married. It's the whole point, is to get married. So if you're deciding to do a traditional wedding, I wish you all the luck. If you are wishing to do an elopement, I wish you all the luck as well. And I think either way that you go can be done so well that it's just going to fit the couple exactly, and it's going to make sense for the couple that's doing it. And that's all that matters. And once again, I just want to say thank you so much for finding my channel and for watching this video. If you wouldn't mind leaving me a like and for subscribing, that would mean the world to me. I hope that you guys have a awesome week this week and that you come back next week to see what we're going to be talking about. Thank you so much. Bye.
Every night, every night, every night, are we paradise?